My name is Rabbi Nancy Tunick, and we'll start our service in just 1 minute. Please let me know if you are here and can see and hear me, and let me know where you are actually watching as we are reaching all of our Facebook channels and YouTube channel and the website, and we are hopefully able to see chat function from all of those so that we can do our Misha Berach and also our Mourner's Kaddish with names that you type, and also so we can just connect as a community, which is incredibly important at this time when we are physically distancing. Shalom, Ellen. So glad for you to join us. If you are watching on Facebook or on YouTube, rather than on Sim Shalom's website, there is a prayer book on the website. It is on simshalom.com. If you click live, not Facebook Live, but live in the corner, it shows on a computer screen. You click through, and if you scroll down, you can click on the Rabbi Nancy Siddur, and you can follow along. Though primarily this evening we are going to have a musical Maariv service, and we're mostly just going to sing our prayers together. And so if you do want to let us know where you are and how you are, Shalom Amy, good to see you. We will be able to connect in that way also. And so we are going to start with a prayer on page 2. The greatness of the Eternal One surpasses our understanding, and yet at times we feel his nearness. Overwhelmed by awe and wonder as we behold the signs of his presence, still we feel within us a kinship with the divine. And so we turn to you, O God, looking at the world about us and inward to the world within us, there to find you and from your presence gain life and strength. And together, and if you'd like to rise, we say, Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvorach, praise the Lord to whom our praise is due. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed, praise be the Lord to whom our praise is due, now and forever. And we sing the Baruch Hu together. Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvorach, Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvorach, Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed. Praise be the Lord to whom our praise is due. Praise be the Lord to whom our praise is due. To whom our praise is due, now and forever. And we continue now to a prayer that is key in our tradition, a prayer that we say in the mornings and in the evenings as we are saying it now. We say it as we welcome Shabbat, and we speak these words as we are leaving this earth. They are words that reinforce the idea of what happens when we quiet our minds and we listen, and a prayer that reinforces the idea that we are all connected, that we are one with God and with each other, echad as a concept. So together, and if we want to do it in a way that is meditative, if you cover your eyes, it gives you an opportunity to experience the Shema in a different way. We say together, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Blessed is God's glorious kingdom forever and ever. And if you will continue covering your eyes, and right now, consider this a meditation, a listening meditation, but not listening to something that is outside of us, other than something that is beyond our minds. So we attempt, by covering our eyes, to quiet our minds and to listen for the still small voice within. And if you'll keep your eyes covered as I sing the Shema, it may change your experience of that prayer. As we listen, we hear. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam. Lord is one, and God's name will reign for as long as there's a sun in the sky. Adonai, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad. And you may open your eyes now as we continue with the V'ahavta. And that is on page 7 for an English translation and transliteration for singing along. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol lebcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol miodecha. You shall love the Lord with all your mind, with all your strength and all your being. Set these words upon your heart, teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home, speak of them on your way, when you're lying down and when you rise up. Lima'an tizkaru v'asitem etcho mitzutai v'hiyatem kiddushim lelohechem ani Adonai Shalom to Roberto and to Harrison, and so glad you can join us. We are also live on Sim Shalom's website, and if you would like to follow along with the Siddur, you can see it there. I'm going to see if anybody is here on the website. I know everyone is logging in from Facebook. So we will then continue our Maariv service, our evening service. And we're going to continue with a prayer on page 9 that addresses fear. It addresses something that we are experiencing in a unique way at this time during this crisis, during this pandemic. It is hard to stay away from news that instills fear. And it is hard to keep our minds healthy and positive, and so we do everything that we can and incorporate our traditions and our faith and our practice so that we can focus on what brings us joy and what is good in this world. And not only is that helpful from a spiritual perspective, it's helpful for in a physical way. It allows us to maintain a better immunity and also better resources regarding our own health. But primarily, we focus on the idea that fear and faith and hope cannot occupy the same space, particularly fear and hope. Faith is really an underlying action that takes us into a mindset that reflects hope. But Maya Angelou once said that fear and hope cannot occupy the same space and that we should invite one to stay. And this prayer reflects that idea. We read responsively, "Infinite God, creator and redeemer of all being, you are most high, most near. In all generations we have cried out to you. We have put our trust in you. We have borne witness to your truth before the nations. Oh, now let your light and your truth appear to us and lead us. Let them bring us to your holy mountain. And together we say, we shall not fear then, though earth itself should shake, though the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters thunder and rage, though the winds lift its waves to the very vault of heaven. We shall not fear, for you are with us. We shall rejoice in your deliverance. Then shall we know you, our Redeemer and our God, and in the shadow of your wings we shall sing with joy. And we sing the Mi Chamocha, and next week at this time I won't be with you because we will all be celebrating our Passover Seders in our own homes. And Mi Chamocha is a song of freedom from slavery. It's a song of gratitude. And it is also a song of hope. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Eternal God, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up to find our hearts waiting to do your will. And together we say, blessed is the Eternal One, guardian of Israel, whose love gives light to all the world. Shalom to Barbara, who is joining us, and shalom to everyone who is here together for this Maariv service. We continue on page 14, and we rise for the tefillah. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. We turn back to page 13 for the Avot. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim v'Konei Hakol v'Zocher Chastei Avot. Umevi geula livnei v'neihem l'ma'an shemo b'hava. Melech Choser Mashiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham. And we continue singing on page 16. Again, we're singing a song of worship to God, and actually singing directly to God. Prayer is a conversation in many ways. But this is also a prayer that again mentions the idea that everything that is beautiful and eternal and divine lies just beyond our eyes, just beyond our minds. Help us see your beauty. It's just beyond our eyes. Help us see your miracles. Help us realize that you are holy. Your name is holy, and we proclaim that you are holy. Your name is continue now with the silent meditation, again, focusing on prayer as a conversation. This is an opportunity to utilize prayer in a way that we don't typically do in a service where we are speaking words that were written by sages and were taken from Jewish liturgy. We use the silent prayer as an opportunity to form prayers in our own words, in our own hearts, or to simply meditate, to quiet our minds and to listen to that still small voice within. And we do so now. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. We now join our voices together to sing a prayer for those who are in need of healing. And shalom to Kingsley, so glad you could be with us, and Garnett. So happy that people are joining us from around the country and the world. If you will utilize the chat function right now to type in the names of those who are in need of healing. We, of course, in a time where serious healing is needed worldwide. And so shalom to Larry and shalom to Carol. We have the opportunity now to join our voices together in prayer and to sing this prayer of healing. This prayer and any prayer that we sing together, according to our sages, is a prayer that travels that much faster to God's ears. And so we will be singing the first half of the Misha Berach, written this setting in particular by Debbie Friedman, who herself had a lifelong struggle with chronic illness and became a really key figure as far as our Reform cantorial repertoire is concerned, much of it being used as if it were traditional liturgy, both in Reform and sometimes in conservative congregations. But she has a beautiful Misha Berach that we'll sing together, and then we will read the names aloud, and then we will continue singing the prayer. And so there is a slight delay, and so if you type them now, it gives me an opportunity on any of the platforms to read them aloud when we have that opportunity in the prayer. So we're on page 20. Before us, help us find the courage evening we sing a Misha Berach for Terry, Bernard, Mary, and Joseph Aronofsky, and hello, Joseph. To Ivy Cole, to Garnett's dad, Miles, Menachem ben Menachem, also for Amy and Alan Bennett and Danny Beckenstein. Oh, and for Rabbi Blaine, I did not know that he was under the weather. For Eric ben Maggie, Gil ben Clara, Jenny bat Nina, Marlene bat Chaya, also for Marianne. Oh, for Marianne and Richard. And for Rala, and of course we send strong prayers for all of those who do have COVID-19, for everyone who is suffering across the country and the world, and also for all of those who are suffering in spirit, just from caretaking or from the anxiety of this pandemic. We also, oh, I'm so sorry. I think I pronounced a last name as a first name. My apologies. We also sing a prayer for Zoe and for Alan, for Teresa and for Shari and Janet, and also for Mandy and Mara, and for Ray. If there are any other names for the Misha Berach, please speak them out loud where you are, and we will continue our prayer together. And again, we send this prayer also to heal the world. Misha Berach imotenu bekor habracha. Continue now with the Aleinu. Oh, let us adore the ever-living God. Oh, let us adore the ever-living God and give a praise to Him who brings us heavens and the earth, whose glory and greatness is seen throughout all the world. He is our Lord. Let us adore And it has been said, the Lord shall reign over all the earth, and on that day the Lord shall be one, and his name shall be one. V'nemar v'haya Adonai l'melech ha'kol ha'aretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai Echad is a word that means one, but it has a deeper meaning than just the number one. And when we say Ushemo Echad, his name shall be one, that one implies the idea of being one with something, one with us, one with the world, rather than just one isolated and alone. And that concept is so key to our tradition, the idea that we are one with all, and that we continue to be one with all of those who are on this earth with God and those who have left us on this earth. And we take a moment now to recall the loved ones whom death has recently taken from us. And so if you do have names for the mourner's Kaddish, please type those names in now, and we will have an opportunity to speak those names aloud. And so Rabbi Marie is here. That's fabulous. Welcome. And sorry, Larry, that I did not have an opportunity to read the names aloud for the Misha Berach, for Jack and Laura and Vicky and Gloria and Stella. So right now, if you will write in the names of those you've lost, we'll have the opportunity to speak the names aloud. And there is great meaning in that. We, as a Jewish tradition, honor memory in a way that transcends other traditions. Memory is a way to keep our loved ones alive in our hearts, but it is also a way to keep our loved ones who are no longer with us physically alive in our lives, like here with us. And this opportunity allows us not only to stay deeply connected, but it also allows us to live our lives in ways that honor those we've lost physically, because as we bring them into our lives, by thinking of them, by speaking their names aloud, we remind ourselves to act as they did in their finest hours. And so if you will type those names in now. And we recall the loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. And so we traditionally remember those we've lost very recently and also over the past 11 months. And we are remembering Sammy, Merv Dickinson, Benny Mayo, Joseph Newman, Joanne Mastro, Robert Levinson, Jack Clark, and Vincent Covino. We're remembering Paula's mom, Paula Helene Cohen, also known as Peril Chaya Bas Freda, and also Benjamin. We remember Randy Burton, Helene Goldenberg, and Glenn Thorne, also Benjamin, Ellen's sister, Harry and Mary and Robert Aronofsky and Carol Martin, also Joel Esty, Harrison's mother, Q. Blaine Cole. We remember Bernice Grubb and Joe Diffie. We also remember John Skopinski, John Whitehead, Herbert Sonny Greenberg, Janet Goldfarb, Bernice Tunick, Mickey Sugar, Richard Peshkin, Marlene Shapiro, Bert Wallerstein, Wanda Richardson, Joyce Jacobs, Stephen Gudis, Laura Cothran, Tom Foster, Hilda Anderson, Bobby Barash, Cheryl Brackmeyer. If there are other names for the mourner's Kaddish. I'm having trouble, I'm so sorry, with Beth. I'm looking at a Facebook handle, so Beth's mom rather than Paula's. My apologies that we're remembering now. We are also remembering all of those we've lost to COVID-19, and we are remembering all of those we've lost to shootings and violence in the past year, and also all of those we've lost to the Shoah, to the Holocaust, many who do not have anyone to remember them, and so we remember them collectively. And if there are any other names, please speak them out loud where you are. The memories of all of them are with us. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled as we praise God and pray for the coming of his kingdom. Please rise for the mourner's Kaddish. Yikada v'yikadash shemei rabbah v'yalma divrach chirutei v'yamlich machutei b'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayedecha beit Yisrael b'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mivarach li'olam olamei almaya Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yir'umam v'yitnaseh v'yit hadar v'yit aleh v'yit halal shemei dekudsha birachu le'olam min kol birachata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata da'amiram b'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav huya asei shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imru amen. We also remember Jim Taylor and also Zygmunt and Rose, Rabbi Marie's grandparents. And as we continue to remember those we've lost, we sing the final two lines of the Mourner's Kaddish, which say, Osei shalom b'mromav huya asei shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imru amen. The Mourner's Kaddish is a prayer not about death, even though we speak it in memory of those who have died. It is a prayer about life and the promise of life to come. Osei shalom b'mromav huya asei shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav huya asei shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael. 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 May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. As together we say, Amen. So we close our Maariv service with a line from our sages that says we must pray as if it is all up to God. We must act as if it is all up to us. And there are times when everything around us feels as if what we do is not impacted by those actions, but what we do is so important and so key to our Jewish practice and also to everything that we do as a human connected world. And so when we shelter at home, when we take care of our minds and our bodies and our emotional health, when we contribute our gifts and talents and time and love and energy and attention to others who may be feeling fearful or anxious or isolated, we are taking the actions that are necessary in order to continue to recognize the beauty that is in this world and just beyond it. And so thank you so much for joining me this evening. Rabbi Galit, I think, will be with you tomorrow. Hopefully Rabbi Blaine feels well enough to welcome Shabbat with you on Friday. And if you do want a double serving of a musical Shabbat, I will be also leading a Shabbat service on Friday from my synagogue's Facebook page, Temple B'nai Israel in Florence, Alabama. So we are in Central Time, so we will be starting that at 7 o'clock Eastern, and so just following Rabbi Blaine's service at 6 o'clock Eastern. And so if you want to continue worship and song, please join me there. And of course, Sim Shalom has wonderful content on their Facebook page, wherever you are on Facebook at the UJUC. Anywhere that you can find motivation and constant inspiration is a good place to be. So Laila Tov, everybody, and also Chag Sameach, Pesach is next week, and so I will not see you next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after if I don't see you on Friday night. So have a wonderful Pesach. I hope you have an opportunity to have a lovely Seder in your homes. I'll be posting parts of the Seder on the Facebook page at Temple B'nai Israel, and I may share it. I'll share it over to Sim Shalom's if anybody wants to see or utilize segments of the Haggadah into their own personal Seder. Lehit Road, everyone, and again, Laila Tov.